Welcome to the John DeVito Show, broadcasting live on Podbean. We can also be found on all major podcasting platforms, including Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And remember, if you're offended easily, this might not be the show for you. Here's your host, John DeVito. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the John DeVito Show. This is yours truly, John DeVito, kicking in on a Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I'm sure everyone feels the same way. It has been a long week, and I'm kind of ready to be done this week. But, it's been a good week, though. It's been good. As I've told everybody, for me, work has been, super busy for the last couple of weeks, and I'm starting to see some of the fruits of my labor coming in. Some school districts are purchasing our programs, and I'm very excited to kind of get into that season where we start seeing some benefit from all the work we've been doing all year. So Eric Kirk, I see you in my show. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you sharing. And sorry I'm a little bit late today. I realized that my kids are actually home this week for April school vacation. I don't think in every area of the country you actually have an April school vacation. I think a lot of schools have like a March spring break. But here in New England, we have a February vacation for the kids and then another April vacation. So my kids are off this week, and my son had baseball practice at 12 o'clock. So I didn't realize he had it, and his practice goes till 1 o'clock. So today may be a little bit of an abbreviated show since I'm going to have to pick him up at some point from baseball practice, or I could just let him walk home. It's not that far, right? Kind of like the old days. I was joking with my kids the other day when I was asking them to do some work in the backyard. We had probably like 3 weeks ago, we had like 5 trees that had to be cut down in the backyard. And we have like an above ground pool. So I was afraid to do it myself because I could see one of the trees like literally falling on my pool, fall on our house, and I would cause more damage than the amount of money that we saved to have somebody come in and cut them down. So we hired this company. They came in, they did a great job. I think I posted one of the pictures on Instagram. I mean, this guy literally climbed to the top of this tree. He was way at the top of this, like really tall, skinny evergreen tree. And when he was up there, he's cutting branches off. And as he moved, the tree was like swaying back and forth and all that type of stuff. I mean, it was kind of crazy. I give the guy credit. I would have been terrified to be up there. But anyway, the bottom line is he cut down like 5 trees and left all the wood in my backyard. So, because we have a campfire out back, we have like a fire pit on the edge of the woods, and we sit out there and have campfires, in the summer and that type of thing. So my boys had done something in the house. I can't remember what they did, but I was angry with them. So I kind of had to punish them. Hey, Julia, welcome to the show. Juliana, thanks for coming in. But so I had to punish them. So I sent them outside to stack all the wood. And there was quite a bit of it. I mean, 5 trees worth. Some of them were kind of big, giant logs that had to go onto this pile. So I had them do all the work, and they were out there for a couple hours, and they came inside, and my son was like, "Oh man, why are you making us do all this work? I mean, this is a lot of work." And then I started with, well, when I was a kid, my father had 5 cords of uncut tree length trees delivered to our front yard. And we spent literally the entire summer with a chainsaw cutting these logs, splitting them with a maul. We didn't have any automatic splitting machine. We were swinging a maul, which, if you don't know what a maul is, it's similar to like an axe. It's like a combination of an axe and like a sledgehammer. So one end of it is like a sledgehammer. It's much heavier than an axe. And when you swing it, it's a lot easier to split wood with. So we spent the whole summer cutting 5 cords of wood, splitting all the wood with the maul, stacking it in these big piles. And I was telling the kids about, how hard I used to work when I was a kid doing these type of things. So, of course, they're like, oh, here we go. So I started with the jokes. I'm like, how it was back in the day, there could be a snowstorm. There'd be 7 feet of snow on the ground, and I'd walk 6 miles to school barefoot. I was kind of giving them all that stuff, but it was kind of funny. So, hey, Victor, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Folk you. I like that name. Welcome to the show. Mike Tampa Bay, welcome to the show, guys. So yeah, sorry I'm a little bit late today. As I said, I had to drive my son to baseball practice. They are on school vacation week. Yeah, Victor, it's good to have you, man. I'm thankful that you're here. And for everybody coming in, if you could share my live stream, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're in here for the first time, please follow my show. And I'm going to have kind of an open forum today. And Eric, anytime you want to call in, feel free to call in. And if anybody else wants to call in, you're also welcome to join the panel. Just make sure you have headphones with a microphone to do so. And we will gladly have anyone in and talk about anything you may like to talk about. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about today was, again, that shooting that happened a couple of days ago. And here's Eric. Let me click the invite button. And I wanted to chat a little bit about this today. But before I do that, Eric, how are you doing today? How are things going?
I'm doing good. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. Hey, Jeremy, welcome.
Yeah, so for you, hey, Jeremy, welcome to the show, buddy. Hey, so let me ask you, what are you doing this weekend? Do you have any plans? Are you visiting relatives, just staying close to home? What are you doing this weekend?
I'm probably staying close to home right this moment. I don't know what the weather's going to do tomorrow, if it's gonna rain or if the sun's going to come out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, yeah, same thing here. I mean, tomorrow we're going to have a really nice day here. Don't tell me that, Cummings. So I see Cummings saying in the chat that the Patriots are not going to get Mac Jones. Man, that's killing me. I was kind of counting on having him in a Patriots uniform this upcoming year because I got to watch him play, man, and he's a beast. Hey, Moonfeather 188, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming in. Moonfeather. But yeah, same thing here. We're going to be getting a lot of rain, it looks like, here on Sunday. But tomorrow we're going to be in the 70s. It's going to be a really nice day. And that's good because we have 4 baseball games with the family tomorrow. So my old Ethan's playing in 2 and Brandon has 2. So we're going to be in the state of Rhode Island watching some baseball. And it was funny. I was in Providence the other night, and it looks like the state of Providence is now going to be dropping the mask mandate as of May 7th. And there is talk that Massachusetts may be considering making some changes to the mask mandate. And I'll tell you, I can't be happier about that. I mean, it's about time the states in this country start giving people their freedom back. I mean, we are in a position now where the vaccines are out there. A lot of people have gotten the vaccines. And even if there are people that choose not to get the vaccines, that's their right as Americans. You cannot force that upon anybody. It should be up to each individual citizen to decide whether or not that vaccine is right for them. But we should be at a point now where we're developing herd immunity. And I still don't understand why some states, Massachusetts included, are still requiring masks outdoors. Even my wife, who's a physician, will get on and talk about that. She and I talk about it. And she says point blank, there's no reason for people to have a mask on outside. And I think we're at a point now where the government needs to start relinquishing some control back to the people and allow us to get back to our lives. And I'll tell you, one of the things that kind of aggravates me, and this is probably the only reason I actually took the vaccine. I told you all I took the Moderna vaccine, the first shot. And the only reason, and this is truly the only reason, not even my wife, but Donald Trump said that he felt the vaccines were safe and the right thing to do. So that's why I predominantly decided to take the vaccine. And for me, I had no side effects with the first shot. I'm, as I always was, whether that's good, bad, indifferent, I have no idea. But for me, we are at a point now in society where we have herd immunity, and it's time to allow people to get back to normal, to get back to life and just live their life and, get past this whole just nightmare that we've all been living for the last year. And Eric, I know you feel the same way, brother. And welcome to everybody coming in. Franco, thanks for coming in. And to all you joining me, thank you for joining the John DeVito Show. I've got Eric Kirk up on the panel with me right now. He is the heart and soul of Podbean, as all of you know. So, Eric, I mean, what are your feelings, I guess, on the mask mandate still being in order right now? Why is that happening?
I really haven't the slightest clue, but, I just think the mask mandate's getting old. We might as well implement herd immunity. Yeah. Because I'm not planning on, getting the so-called COVID vaccine, or they should be calling it a COVID shot. Right. If you're going to be getting multiple doses and having to get it updated, because I think my understanding about like vaccine and shot is,
Cummings.
That vaccine is supposed to be a one-time and done, but I know people are just going to argue that that's not always the case. But the reason why, like every year you get a flu shot, there's no such thing as a flu vaccine.
No. It's a flu shot. You're right. And that's probably what this is going to be. And I see Cummings' comment down there saying, when your hair falls out, John, don't call me crying. Oh, wait. Really funny, Cummings. You're one of those guys that's got the full head of hair, has got the beard. But see, now you're wrong because you don't understand. I have hair. It's just back hair, chest hair. When you get into your 50s, you develop ear hair, which is awesome. I literally have to shave the hair out of my ears. So some more of the benefits of getting old. And don't worry, you'll be there someday soon as well, my friend. Jess Duck, welcome to the show. Glad to see you. You're right. No, second shot. Hey, Troncat. The second shot has been making people sick. You are right.
Mm-hmm.
My wife took both shots of Moderna, and she did not get sick with the second shot. But
she must have a strong immune system, then.
She did. Well, several of the people she worked with did. So, I mean, they were very sick. And I know even my friend Mike, who's a sportscaster out in Denver, he's the morning drive sports guy on KFan in Denver. He got his second shot, he was telling me. And he had no symptoms whatsoever, but his wife was literally in bed for like 3 days. She was deadly, deadly sick. So that does scare me. With that second shot, you could end up becoming sick. But the thing that's great about this country, and this is something that we all have to understand, we all have to make a choice, and the government needs to respect us as people. Even if the government feels the shot is best for everybody, we are living in a free country, and you cannot mandate to the American people that they have to have the shot.
That's called overreach.
I'm on my own free will. I chose to do it. And I weighed the consequences back and forth, and I decided to go with it. But for me, if there are any people out there that decide they do not want the shot, they're not going to take the shot, they don't feel it's safe, then damn it, you shouldn't take it. Hey, look who came in. The John DeVito Show entered the live studio.
And they didn't capitalize the V.
Yeah, you see,
that's again, an insult.
This is the person that came in again the other day, imitating Robert, and now he's trying to spell my name right, but he's still missing the capital V. If you're going to come in and troll my show, my friend, at least spell the name right. You've got to get it right to make it look real. I know that probably in the basement that you live in, there are no books, there's no internet, and there's no way for you actually to get an education, so you kind of struggle with being a troll like you are, but it's okay. I appreciate you coming in. Hopefully you make some rude comments and increase my engagement score. I would greatly appreciate that. He probably does watch kiddie porn, either that or midget porn. Let's see. I see my son Ethan is here. Hi, Dad. I don't want to disturb you, but Ty is coming over. Okay, well, thank you for not disturbing me by mentioning it in my chat, but that's fine. Ty can come over. So,
well, there's one troll who came in the old man's show and stole and hijacked Dina Joe's picture, and they immediately got blocked in. And I think Dina put these trolls on notice that she's been talking to the police.
Oh my God. And we've had here, I've had in my show, I've had a lot of trolls coming in, impersonating the old man and, saying terrible things about him. And the old man is a great guy. And when you see things like that coming in, I mean, for me, it doesn't make me pause and think about the old man. It just, for me, makes me think about what a pathetic piece of shit the troll is, And, I guess if that's how you get your jollies, if you're sitting home and you're tired of watching Pornhub and masturbating to little person porn, then you get on Podbean for a while, create a fake name and make some rude comments. So it is what it is. So Mike, you're right. Dad, what's for dinner? Well, I'll tell you, if he's asking Dad what's for dinner, Dad doesn't cook too well. So I can microwave a hot dog, I can pour a bowl of cereal, or I can order pizza. That's pretty much what I do. Mom's the cook in our house, and she's a pretty good cook too. I just I suck at it, so not good for me. So, hey Eric, I wanted to talk a little bit about the shooting again that happened in Columbus, Ohio. This has still been on my mind, and I don't want to beat a dead horse and continue to stoke the fires.
And the one thing I will say about that, LeBron James, posting that tweet of that police officer, and then later, deleting that tweet. I mean, I think that's just very sickening and completely inappropriate what LeBron James did, because what he did is he essentially doxed that police officer.
It is. No, I mean, and that's the thing.
And,
LeBron,
and I think people, whether you agree or disagree with what LeBron James did, I'm beginning to wonder, about LeBron James, that he ought to be in jail for that.
Well, LeBron James has got to learn. He's a basketball player, and it's the same thing with the movie stars, the TV stars, the athletes. the way I look at someone like him is, okay, you're a good basketball player. And again, I'm from Boston. In my opinion, Larry Bird was better. I know I'm going to get laughed at for that, but I watched Larry Bird play and I watched LeBron James play. Bird was a better player. And again, I've heard comparisons that people say that LeBron's better than Michael Jordan. Please. LeBron James doesn't even live in the same atmosphere as Michael Jordan did, not even close. But he should just
LeBron James will never be Michael Jordan in my books.
No, Michael Jordan was amazing, but LeBron James just needs to shut his fucking mouth and play basketball. Shut your fucking mouth, stop commenting on everything, and just play basketball. That has made you a very, very wealthy man. And I love that he talks about the disadvantaged African Americans that we have in this country, and we do have a lot of disadvantaged African Americans. But he lives in $100 million mansion in Bel Air, California. He probably has butlers, he probably has servants. I'm sure he's got at least 10 cars, and he's going to talk about some of the things that these people are struggling with in society. Hey, thank you. Your show is trash has entered the live studio. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for coming in. And
the troll saying that our show is trash. I'd say, yeah. And what about your show?
I love it. Actually, that makes me laugh. That was pretty funny. But again, now you have to capitalize so you got that wrong. And you really need to work on, your grammar. But again, that's what happens when you have a fourth grade education. You tried to come into a podcast. So it is what it is. But yeah, LeBron James, he needs to learn how to shut up. I've never liked him as a basketball player. I don't know what it is. He just annoys me. But what happened with that girl? And I saw Cummings mention that CNN called it a justified shooting. And I'm glad they did. I mean, like everybody else, I don't want to see innocent African Americans killed by the police or by anybody. I don't want to see it happen to white people, Asian people, Hispanic people, anybody. I don't want to see anybody killed by the police or by anybody accidentally. But I mean, honest to God, we can't completely hamstring the police. I mean, the police, as we talked about yesterday, are brave people that run into crime scenes to keep us all safe and protect us. And like in any large group of people, you're going to have a few bad eggs. In every group, you have that. You have it with firefighters, you have it with priests, you have it with doctors. In any profession, you're going to have people that just aren't good at what they do, make horrible decisions, and maybe aren't good people. But that doesn't condemn the entire group of police officers that go out there and protect us every day. That officer, I don't know what else he could have done. Like I saw a post, and actually this kind of ticked me off. I think I saw Matthew Modine on Twitter yesterday, and he was ripping the police officer. And one guy gets in and says, what the officer should have done was he should have fired a warning shot up in the air, because that would have scared all the kids and they would have put the knives down and they would have stopped. And then you've got people coming in saying, well, that bullet has to come down. It could strike somebody. It could do this. It could do that. The bottom line is this officer had to make a very quick decision. And I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. It was a 16-year-old girl that was shot and killed. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I would be devastated if that happened to my daughter. However, this 16-year-old girl had a knife and she was charging at two other girls trying to kill her.
And her own, and her own dad was egging it on.
Right. If I'm there,
and then kicking another girl in the face in the process, which that I think that should really tell you right there that the reason why that poor 16-year-old girl is dead. And this might sound ungrateful, but her mom and daddy made her that way.
They did.
They did. I mean, nobody is born natural born killers. That behavior right there is learned.
Well, that's the thing that we've lost in society a little bit. I think people have stopped taking responsibility for their actions. And there's always someone else to blame. If something doesn't go right in your life, it's everybody else's fault but yours. If you go out and you commit a crime, oh, the police are racist, the store owner was racist, blah, 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 blah. At some point, you're making poor life.
These people are just ungrateful and unappreciative is what it is of life's blessings.
They are. I mean, and that's, Eric, I'm glad you said that. And this is something, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I love that you just mentioned that because it's so true. Right now in this world, Eric, this, everybody here knows this. Right now in this world, it is not an easy place to live. And quite frankly, it's probably never been an easy place to live. I mean, we talk about how things are so hard now. I mean, people my grandfather's age were in World War II. I mean, there's been Vietnam, there's been wars, there's been horrible, difficult times. My grandmother talked about the Great Depression and how horrible that was. They lost everything, back then. And, life is always going to be hard, but it is really true where if you spend your entire life focusing on the negatives all the time. And maybe on the show we do that too much. I try to be positive sometimes, and maybe we focus on the news a little bit too much on the show. That's one thing I really love about the Old Man Show, where he doesn't really go into all this stuff that's happening in the world. But I think we all have to realize that if we're alive and if we're healthy, and you're fortunate enough to have a family or people in your life that love you, or even if you're healthy and you're alone, I mean, you have blessings. You have blessings in your life. Hey, Angie, welcome to the show. And I think about when I was a child, I didn't know what I wanted. As I've mentioned many times, I grew up in a tough home, abusive family, and a lot of things that were difficult to grow up in. And I searched for a long time as to what was important for me. Do I want to be rich and famous? How about if I'm a professional football player or a movie star, or if I get rich, is that all going to make me happy? And eventually what it really came down to was for me to get to a point in my life. And it took me a while. I mean, I didn't meet my wife till I was 30. I got married at 33. My son Matt was born when I was 35. So it took me a while to get to where I was. But I realized that, number one, more than anything else, I had to be happy with myself. Until you're happy with yourself, and until you're at peace with yourself, you can't be happy in your life. And for me, I think once I finally got content with who I was as the person, then things started to fall into place. I met my wife. I was in the right place to meet her mentally at that point. We got married. We had 4 kids. And my life has really been, in many, many ways, a blessing. And is my life perfect? Hell no. I mean, I have as many problems as, anybody in here. I've got a father with dementia. My father-in-law is sick. My wife has a job that's very stressful. I have a busy job. Our kids are teenagers. My oldest son has autism. We have, kids that have complex problems now in their lives. And life can be really, really stressful. But there isn't a day that I wake up that I don't sit back and literally thank God for the blessings I've gotten in my life. And I feel very, very fortunate. Now, what I consider to be a blessed life may not be what everybody else in here considers to be a blessed life. You have to figure out what your blessing is in life, what you want out of your life, and then be happy with whatever you got. Hey, Kapz, welcome to the show. Cool. We got Kapz calling in. I hit the invite button. And
hello,
we got Kapz coming in and joining the show also. Kapz, how you doing, my man?
I am doing absolutely brilliantly fine. Thank you very much, John. And how are you?
I am doing very well also. Very happy. Life is good. Things are going well, and I'm glad to hear you're doing well. And I see your show has been doing very well also.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. Herbold actually told me, because I don't really care. I do care, but I don't care, if you know what I mean. I didn't come on here to earn money. 3 times I've been paid, but 60% of the time I've been banned. But obviously, thankfully, you can go on shows with live, But anyway, point being is, I've learned to be normal a little bit on here, and I'll tell you what, it's actually brilliant. And I'm doing better. I'll go into other shows. There's a lot of people that don't like me, to be honest. But hello Angie, hello Truncat. But I know Eric. But it doesn't matter, because a lot of people do. Obviously, I'm getting followers. I'm still gaining followers like yourself. So obviously, I'm doing something right. But I think they catch me at the wrong times. They catch me at the wrong times.
You can't please everybody.
I'm a joker.
Right.
Yeah. I'm an absolute joker. And hello, Mr. A. No, but I love the platform and what it is, really. I love your show. I love the way you interview people. And I'm going to take this as an interview, actually. So,
good. So I'd love to learn more about you. So tell us more about yourself. I mean, I know that all the people in here, I'm sure they've been in your show.
I don't mind.
Kapz, tell us about yourself.
Ask me questions. Ask me a question about myself rather than me try and give you the whole full flood. Because I don't want to do that.
All right. Well, let me ask you now. Where do you live right now? Are you in?
I live in Birmingham, England.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 35 years old, or young, should I say?
You're a young man. See, I'm the reverse, unfortunately, 53, so I'm an old bastard.
So no, you're not old. Fuck off. You're not old. What's a crumpet?
I'm 36.
Oh, don't even go there.
Eric,
who asked you? I'm only joking. But yeah, you're 36, so you was born in 1984 then, Eric, bro.
I'll be 37 in October.
So you were born in
Okay,
84, Eric? Is that
nice.
when you were born?
We're near enough the same age, though.
You're younger than me.
All right.
Close.
So
close.
now you're a married guy, Kapz? Are you married or single?
Yes, I'm married. I'm married.
That's right. I think I remember you talking about that. You get kids also, right?
I've got too many kids, mate.
How many do you have? I've got 4.
You know what? I've got 4 children, yeah. And you know what? They are my life, to be honest with you.
No,
Yeah,
I was just saying the same thing. Like I was talking about right before you came into the show, I was talking about how for a long time I didn't know what was important to me. And I finally got to a point in my life where things started to get good. I met my wife, we got married, we had 4 kids. And even though having 4 kids is difficult and there's a lot that goes into it, I consider myself to be a very blessed and lucky person to have the family that I do. I mean, are things perfect? Heck no. And there's always, problems and issues and stress. But I just feel very, very fortunate to have the family that I do. And there are some times where I'd like to list 2 or 3 of my kids on eBay and get them the hell out of my house, but I don't do it. I do keep them. So now, how old are your kids?
My children, well, I've got 2 boys and 2 girls. No, I'm cool. I just wanted no background because my kids can come in and be very spontaneous,
I do the same thing.
Yeah, well, here we go. So I've got a 13-year-old, I've got a 12-year-old, I've got an 11-year-old, nearly 11-year-old, and so 10-year-old, and a 7-year-old. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, you're busy. We've got an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 14-year-old, and my youngest is going to be 12 in a couple of weeks. So
bloody hell, so you've near enough got a 2-year gap, haven't you, throughout?
We did. We kind of like every 2 years.
We had 10 months. The first 3 was fucking 10 months. I can swear on here, can't I?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Oh, brilliant. So the first, but I don't want to be too prolific, like I don't want to throw so many profanities out there,
And if we did an official get to know your podcaster interview with you, Kapz, I think John would have to make sure the show is listed as explicit.
Yes, like you know what it is, Eric. Like my show is always about. I want everybody to come into my show. In the respect as you can be as stupid and as messed up. Like you've got like people like Rico Rocks who is going in and being horrible to everybody, and it's quite sad. But I'm not going to keep going on about that. But what I mean is there's the diversity, and if you can handle it in the respect like where me, I am very like that. But I've learned. It's not even learned. I have looked at things and I've come on here to be horrible a little bit first because I think it was more a barrier. Like I just thought if I be horrible straight away, then they automatically know I'm an arsehole. But then if I like someone and they actually get through a crack in my barrier and they talk to me normal, I will end up start to talk to them actually with respect and with what I actually believe in. Like, it's all a facade,
Now, do you see what Mr. A? Mr. A said?
But when I actually talk to people like you,
Mr. A said that Kapz' husband is a cool guy. Have you ever met Homeboy? I didn't know you were married to Homeboy. Is that true? Yeah,
I met him on Grindr. That application, like. Yeah, his big rubber lips I couldn't, it's like he got dropped on his face when he was a baby and he stayed that way, and I really like Homeboy. He's such a lovely Hispanic bloke and he's a cool bloke, man. And he lives in America.
I see Cummings mentioning up in the chat. It looks like he is promoting that Caitlyn Jenner is running for California Congress. Now I'm betting that Caitlyn Jenner has a bigger dick than Joe Biden. You want to bet on that?
Have they had the operation yet? This is becoming
Governor, not Congress, John.
Not showing this respect. No, but either way, it's so sad, isn't it? Do you not think that?
It's terrible.
Like, the amount, it's turning into a celebrity minefield, isn't it, really?
It is. It's terrible.
It's really, terrible. If you've got a bit of money, you've got fans.
I'm embarrassed of our country right now. The way it's been going, it's embarrassing.
Mate, I'm not going to lie. I'm from England. Look, I'm not... mate, England are a joke in itself. I'll say that I am from England, yeah, and born and bred, but I've got a brain, and I can't control. We're droplets in the ocean.
True.
All I do is wake up, make sure my missus is okay, and my children are okay, brush my teeth, sort myself out, and go to work. And I ain't got fucked up teeth, by the way. I'm English, but I ain't got fucked up teeth. All right, they're straight. I've never had braces either. So fuck off with all you stupid shit. And I'm a good-looking guy because my mum told me, all right. But anyway, like, but like honestly, we go to work and we just survive, don't we? Come on, everybody earns money. Like, sometimes I believe we're in hell because we're
Yes.
like. We don't get given anything. We have to strive to make sure it's not even about materials. I'm not a materialistic person, but like I have to make sure I've got a roof over my children's head and they've got everything they want to a degree, And I'm sorry to waffle. That means chat. But do you know where I'm coming from? Like we're good people. We're good people. You're looking after, as long as you're looking after your family and looking after your children. That's all I believe. That,
my grandmother used to say, my grandmother was from Ireland, and she used to say that we are living here on Earth. Earth is purgatory. We're caught in between heaven and hell. Yep. So yeah, she used to say we're caught in purgatory, and sometimes I do believe that, because you're right. This world is a damn hard place to live pretty much every day, and you've got to find a way to look for the positive, because if you don't, this life is going to beat you down to your knees and it's going to bury you. And it's a tough place to live. And I get the comment also, I see Victor mentioning he has 5 kids. Man, you didn't know when to stop. At least Kapz and I are smart enough to stop at 4. You went for 5.
Victor, sorry. Yeah, no, my missus is sterilised, bro. She can't have no more kids, man. Thank fuck. And I ain't that type of, I've been with my missus for 15 years, so I ain't no cheater type. Like, I prefer to be in a box than do that,
I went after
But I'll tell you what, 5 children, that is amazing, though. I'll take my hat off. For anybody who, like me, I'll tell you straight, I didn't have I'm not going to go deep, but I didn't have a brilliant childhood.
Me neither.
I seriously didn't. Like, my mum and dad, like, my mum was beautiful, my dad was harsh and very harsh, and I ain't going to go deep, but especially on your show. But at the end of the day, I learned from his mistakes, and that's it, and you've got to, some people blame their childhood on their actions, if you know what I mean, where I believe that as long as you got respect with your kids and self-respect, like as my children learn morals and self-respect, and they know what they can and can't do, but they're still free. My kids are sitting and doing what they want now. I've got 3 children in the house doing what they want. And can you hear anything? Because they're doing what they want. Do you know what I mean? If they want to go outside, they can go. When I was a kid, it weren't like that. Do you know what I mean? And,
I do. Completely. I do completely.
And, I was controlled, man. And when I got out of the house, it was amazing. Like, I had freedom, like, even the way I thought, the way I wanted to express myself. I couldn't express myself being in that house. And I had to sit there for years. And and when you get out and it doesn't mean you want to be a naughty child or a naughty person. It's just, why can't you let a child be the person that they might actually become, rather than you suppressing them and making them be what you want them to be?
Yep.
Do you understand where I'm coming from?
You and I think a lot alike. I grew up in a very similar household. My father was very difficult. I've talked about it on the air quite a bit. My father was mentally abusive.
I've spoke about it too. Yeah. Mine was...
He beat my ass.
Yeah. He beat my mom and me, and I'm not trying to... to be God's honest, yeah.
No, it's okay.
Carry on. I'm listening to you, though. Go on, please.
You talk whenever you want to talk about what you've been through, because I've been through the same thing. And for me, you're right. The thing that you said that I love, and I said this literally on my show yesterday, is you can't blame the world, and you can't even blame your parents. Your parents, did the best they could. They did what they did. It was
Yeah.
a different time. You have to accept responsibility for your own life, determine what type of person you want to be, and then make that happen. You know,
Exactly.
and it's so important to go after that. And you, man, I'll tell you, you saying that, you think exactly like I do, because that's exactly how I feel. And, you know, my father, despite being not the best guy in the world, I did find a way to form a better relationship with him later in
Mate,
life.
exactly what I'm just about to gonna tell you. I swear to God.
And you're my
Now,
soulmate
hear
in England,
this.
brother.
I swear to God, listen to this then. I'm going to tell you now. I don't normally say stuff like this because I don't go too deep, but because you tell me, obviously I have to tell you because you go with me, I'll go with you. You know what I mean? That is the way I believe. Hello, Ewan. How are you doing, mate? Now, this is exactly what I had. Like, my brothers, I got 2 older brothers, and we used to sleep in the car 3 days out of 7. We used to get chucked out of our own house, and my mum, you know, we used to be sleeping in the car outside our house, yeah, and then wake up and get in the house to go to school and have a wash and do what we needed to do. But we had to sleep in the car for 3 days, like near enough 3 days on an average, on a trend. If you put it on a graph, yeah, it's like 3 days out of 7. Yeah, so like, I'm an engineer. I'm a precision engineer, by the way. I work for the government, to be honest. But anyway, forget about that. But anyway, like, point being is, what annoys me is that, like, my brothers and my family were telling me, come on, man, leave it. I grew up in a rough neighborhood. I grew up in crap areas. But when I first was born, I grew up for 10 years in like a really good, like, posh, well, you know, predominantly white area, actually, if you want to know the truth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I moved to a place where it was predominantly Muslim and Indian areas. But my mum and dad got a house there, so they did that. So that's the way it was. And I used to get, you know, I was in the shit, but we was rugged. We was all rugged. Like, even though, you know, I'm not thick, but we was rugged. Anyway, point being is that I grew up. I got out of the house. I done my education. I done what I needed to do. I got a missus, and my brothers are still telling me, why don't you make up with our dad? And I'm like, what? And he's like, why don't you take your kids to our dads? I said, I take them once a year. At Christmas time. And he's like, why though? Why don't you take them more? I said, what? Like, you know why? You're mad. You know, you think I'm going to have them jumping like off every scream and shout in the house? And you're going to think I'm going to make my kids be feared, like fear people. Like, you know, I tell my kids off when I've got discipline in my house. Trust me.
I do also.
Trust me. Don't think I'm not ever going to tell my fucking kid off, but I don't have to beat them.
Right.
I've got a mouth, as you can hear. I can dominate anything with my mouth anyway. Like, and I prefer that because I didn't, you know, I got knocked before I got told. You know, that was the way it was back then. But anyway, so they asked me to try and make up with him, so I tried to make up with him. And again, tried to make up with him, and he come up to me, and he's not that loving type, never has been, never will be. He gave me a hug, and it was amazing, actually. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And, like, I hugged him. I was like, that's what I ever wanted. And he's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I was for about half a year, because I still, like, after that, I never seen him for near enough a year, obviously, you know what I mean? Like, because that's my routine with my mum and dad, like, it's just the way it is. And then it went wrong, you know. I took my kids there thinking, yeah. And it went wrong. My kids looked at me with the wide eyes at a young age, at a situation, an altercation, which was stupid, and the house got bellowed down, and I just looked at my mum and went, I tried. Yep. I tried, man. I tried, you know. But my brothers were like, oh, at least you tried. But I looked at them and said, I fucking already told you. You know, I already told you. Like, I don't know, like, what do you do? I want to ask everybody who's listening, what do you do? Anyone, anywhere? What do you do, when you don't want to put your kids in a position where they could be literally... People used to say to me that I'm either going to be a psycho or a mental patient. How would you think that made me feel?
I know. You need to protect your children first, and we've done that every step of the way. And sometimes that means you have to protect your children from people that are close to you. If those people are going to have a negative influence on their lives, and they're going to create problems.
You know what he did? Exactly. You know what he did? He made them jump, bro.
You cut out a little bit. So you said that he made them jump rope?
Can you hear me? It's gone in the matrix.
Okay, I can hear you now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're back.
Hello?
Yep, you're here. I can hear you. Can you not hear us?
Can you hear?
I can hear you. Eric, can you hear me?
I can hear you, John.
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear us, Kapz?
Carry on.
Yeah. I don't know what happened then. What happened
okay.
then.
All right, we got you back, so go ahead.
But yeah, you know what?
Oh, you're in the matrix again.
Really passionate about it, to be honest, because I look at my life. Ah, shit.
Yeah, we're losing you a little bit there, Kapz. I think your signal's bad. I can now. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah?
Yeah, we must be losing you, bud. You can't hear us.
I'm going to see if you can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, right. And what I was saying is, what I've learned from everything is that I tried and tried again, and I didn't, like, I'll always have a mutual understanding and like whatnot. But I know that when I put my kids in that surrounding, when they jumped out of their skin, it just broke my heart because I put them in that situation. Do you understand that as a father?
Well, absolutely. 100%. I mean, your first goal as a father is you got to protect your children.
Yeah. No doubt. I knew it was going to happen. I know I tried because I was like listening to my family going, all right, they're not going to be here forever. And I let that happen, and it still bloody happened, and it absolutely broke my ticker, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. No, it was funny. What happened to me was, my father and I didn't speak for about 3 years. And then right before I got married, my mother was trying to talk to me about, why don't you speak to your father? He wants to be involved in the wedding. So we did talk, and we did, kind of put it together a little bit at that time. But then over like a good 8 or 10 year period of time, he and I developed a pretty good relationship where he started treating me like a man. And, he knew that I wasn't going to put up with the bullshit anymore. So he actually turned into a pretty decent guy for about 10 years. Then he had a stroke and now has dementia. And because he has that, it's the strangest thing. Like, it didn't affect his body. It just affects his mind. And he repeats himself a lot, but it's almost like he's living 20 years ago. So he has actually gone back to being the guy that he used to be, which was the asshole, father that I had that was a very difficult guy to live with. So we're trying to take care of him. It's hard when you go back now. And I remember the last 10 years where it's been pretty good. And now all of a sudden we're almost back to where it was before. And there are times where I'll go to see him and he starts yelling and screaming, and I have to literally just walk out. I look and say, all right, Dad, today's not the right day. And I get in my car and I leave. So it's been hard to kind of relive it again after having a period of time where things were good. But it is what it is.
No,
you kind of have to just man up if you can. And that's one thing that we have in this society right now, where everybody, and this is the problem we have in the United States, in the court system, in the streets, with the political parties, everybody today is a victim. Everybody today blames their entire lives on what's happened to them during the course of their life. And you can't do that. You've got to learn in this life how to be tough and how to be resilient. And I will say that, a couple of the positive things I've gotten from my father is he was very tough on me, physically, emotionally. He was, was not a loving, nurturing guy, but he also taught me how to fight. And that's what I do in my life. And that's why more than anything else where I've had some degree of success in my life because I don't quit and I don't let people roll over on me. And I am
Now, John,
through things, you know? So go ahead.
John.
Yes.
John,
Yes,
absolutely
Right.
agree with you. Now, this is the thing. I've only mentioned how shit things was. This is the problem. Now, me as a person today wouldn't be the person. Victor, have a lovely time. I hope I haven't done your head and all bored you, but you seem like a lovely bloke. I hope you have a good time or good weekend.
Tron Cat, sorry to hear about your father. I didn't see Tron Cat mention his
Cat. What did he say? Serving life. Okay, you'll have to tell us about that one day, man. Serious. But listen. Like, what was I saying?
We were talking about how not being a victim, how your father made you tough.
Yeah. Mate, honestly, there's one thing. As much as I can moan, I can blatantly turn around and say that, yeah, he built me tough, morals and self-respect without fail, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's a joke how much morals and shit I've got from my dad. So, like, but the thing is, I found it was a bit, turning a little bit different, but yeah, it was good. The morals and the fighting mode, like with me, like if anyone hits me, boom, like, and not be a bully,
Well, I try to talk my kids through it sometimes. And I'll sit and tell them, say, listen, I know I'm not always easy on you guys. And I don't think I'm abusive. I think I'm strict. I require them to work. I have expectations of them. And when I have those expectations, I expect them to follow through. And I try to explain to them, listen, you have to understand that I'm a lot older than you, and I've seen what life is like. And you have to understand and trust in the fact that I'm trying to help prepare you for this world, because it's a hard world. And one of the greatest gifts I can give you is me teaching you how to be tough in this world, because if you're not tough, people in this life are going to kick your ass. And that's just the way it's going to be. And you have to learn in this life how to fight, because if you don't fight, you're gonna end up in a lot of trouble in this life. And it's hard. I get it. I'm there a lot. I mean, life is hard, man. It kicks you in the ass over and over again, and you have to keep getting up,
I fully agree. I've had it. I've been an arsehole, man. I've been cheeky, and then someone's actually hit me.
Yeah.
And fucking done things to me, and I'm like, whoa, I was only joking that because I'm a joker. And then my brothers have looked at me and I've acted different, and I felt really worried, when I was really young. And they looked at me and was like, you're not the cheeky Mark that you normally are. And it's like, boom, I'm there standing there fighting, and I'm like, even though it's not right, in the end, it makes you realise, it really does make you realise that you can't let people walk all over you, because seriously, you can't. And I say to my kids, when they say to me, and I'm not gonna lie, tell me if I'm a bad person. Someone said, they pushed me today or they pulled my hair, and I said, and what did you do back? Oh, get in trouble with the teacher, the first thing they said. And I said, no. I went, you do exactly, if not worse or double, what they done to you. And the next day they done it, and boom, they done it. My kid done what I told them to do. And then the teacher on the phone, and I've spoke to him and said, I will not have it. Take my kid out of school, I will not have it. And they accepted the point because of the other person, and they got told off. Everyone, even in England, we understand about the same. It's called self-defense, man. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, you're absolutely right. I saw Dina.
I'm going to shut up. I don't want to keep.
Oh no, it's okay. No, it's been a pleasure to have you on, man. I'm glad we get a chance to talk.
No, actually, really talk is amazing, to be honest. But if you look at us now, we are amazing people in my eyes. Because we've come through. I'm
looking at the fake Dina Joe. I'm looking at fake Dina Joe being rude in my thing there. Yeah. See another one person coming in just
it's sad, isn't it? It is sad. Let's not concentrate on them people, because then you're giving them the time when you shouldn't. So.
I got to tell you, my favorite word from England that we don't use in this country, and I've been trying to get this to catch on here. I absolutely love the word wanker.
Wanker. Yeah, it's
wanker
brilliant.
should
It's
be
brilliant.
in every
yeah.
language. I fucking love that word. And it's funny. I play this online golf game. You know, and play it. And whenever I'm playing a guy from England, like I'll start talking to him, and all of a sudden I'll just drop in the chat, wanker. Piss him off. I fucking love that word.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's a really, you know, like wanker to us though. It's a really soft word, if you know what I mean. Like if someone like say kicks the back of my foot when I'm walking, I'll be like, you fucking wanker. You know what I mean?
I love that word.
Yeah, or like I don't know, you maybe I don't know. And it's so used. It's used really easily. Really easily. I've got to be honest.
All right, who we got calling in here? Hello?
Oh, is that Ruka? Oh, I think this is a troll.
Yeah, I think it probably is too. Do we have a troll here calling in?
Hello, AIM 11480. Nah.
We got nothing.
They're not going to respond, so we might as well just kick them off the call then.
Yeah, no call. I was hoping to. I give the trolls a chance, but he didn't want to talk, so I guess he got stage fright. But
yeah, I am what I eat. That's why I use cunt a lot. So yeah, cunt is used a lot, but a lot of people, don't get me wrong, as much as you think that it's generalized, it isn't as well as it is. So like with me, I'm an arsehole when I'm a cunt, but we do use it a lot. But like some people like will still react, and more older people will still react and go, oh, you can't say that. How very dare you? You know. And then I say, you know,
I see Cummings is laughing at us. So Cummings, don't be a wanker, man.
No, I'm joking. No, honestly, you know what? My Indian friends, though, I love them, man. I've got, you know, honestly, like, there's so many Indian lads on here and, like, Iranian lads that I really get on with, though. It's unreal, to be honest. Like, yeah, I've got as many friends of them.
Yeah, we have a lot of people coming into this show from India, too. Just good people. Yeah. I mean, honestly, people from India, just good people.
No, they're brilliant. Like, What's Up, Will Zulfi and Homeboy and like, a lot of other people.
Oh boy! Now, what was that comment earlier? Someone was saying that you were married to Homeboy, and that was in the chat, Homeboy.
Yeah,
just so you know.
Me and Homeboy are married on Podbean. To be honest, yeah,
we know now. You're a good man because I've heard stories that Homeboy isn't too blessed below the waist. If you mean, you know, he's known as being kind of small.
No, he's like a bit of like belly button dick, like
an Audi, like an Audi belly button.
Wait, more of an innie. But like, if you rub it, it becomes an outie. So yeah, man.
So what you're saying is, then, you know, a good baseball reference. You're the pitcher and he's the catcher.
Yeah, man. It's like a genie. If you rub it, something comes out a tiny bit. He should have been called Justin. You know, just in time. You know. And just in the pussy, you know, it's just one of them.
Hey, Homeboy, maybe you get a call in, buddy, if you're free, you know.
Yeah, call in. Have you jumped over the wall this morning, Homeboy?
Oh, here he is. I knew that wouldn't take long. We got him. Welcome, Homeboy.
They're coming for you, Homeboy.
Are they chasing you?
No, I did. That's not me. That's
Jesus! I thought they were coming after you, Homeboy.
Yeah, he's got all them kids in the back of his van.
Listen, I didn't jump over the fucking wall, you fucking asshole. Okay?
Oh, you can have a burrito, a taco, and do we get a free drink with that? Is that $5.95? Thank you.
It's gonna be $5.95, sir.
There's a VAT on that, or just fat?
No, that's actually a good price, sir.
Oh, thank you. Mate, I'm so glad of your picture. At least I don't have to look at your big fat rubber lips.
You son of a bitch. This one.
Holy shit. So I guess you know each other.
Oh yeah, we've known each other for day one. Homeboy is literally my boy, man. I love him to bits, to be honest with you. I absolutely think he's brilliant. Nah, seriously, I do. He's brilliant. So, and you see, you know, like with me and him, like seriously, he's one of the people who I trust, like proper. Like I ain't even joking. He's like one of my top people, man. Serious.
You guys,
Even
Homeboy
though he's
name
got
is good, man.
even though he's got 225 followers, you know, it's all right, man.
Oh wow, you're gonna shit on me for that? Okay. Okay. This is shit on Homeboy Day, I guess.
Nah, every day more like, bro. You fucking puto cabron. Yeah, come on now, boy.
You fucking
Oh, are you
fish and chips
Hispanic or
eating, Harry
Mexicana?
Potter
Is it,
watching,
you know, if
fucking
you're from
queen
America
worshipping.
and Mexico, are you called a Mexicano? Or is it an Americano? Or is it a Hispanic? Which one is it?
Have a good one.
What one is it? I'm just asking.
So,
I don't know.
there's actually a song from Los Tigres
I
del
didn't ask for the
Norte
song, you fuckface. I asked for the
called
fucking answer.
Somos Más Americanos, which means we're more American than you.
Now, Kapz, you may have to correct me now. I'm kind of guessing that Homeboy might fall under the category of being a wanker.
Yeah, I think he's a full-blown wanker. He's more of a wank stain. You know that thing you just can't get rid of? He's more of a that. And to be fair, he loves a bit of sausage jockeying like, as well, so you got to be careful.
No.
You know when they tried to take him to prison, he put his hand straight out and went, please.
I do know Wayne Kerr. And you want him to call in?
Wayne Kerr, yeah. Do you know Ben Dover and all? You know, I had a bird who had one leg bigger than the other, man. She used to walk around in circles. Her name was Eileen.
Like a good friend of mine I had in high school. His name was Mike Hunt.
Thanks. Oh, I got
Yeah. I knew him too, man. He was a proper cunt, man. I knew this bird as well. She loved like nature, and she used to go in the forest and that. And last name was Green. First name was Teresa.
Now, I don't know if you see this comment by Cummings. Homeboy went into jail playing safety, and he came out playing wide receiver.
I'm out of here. I don't need this shit today.
Yeah. Homeboy, have you done your pelvic floor exercises for the weekend, bro? Otherwise, you're going to get devastated, bro.
Can you hear me? I'm in the elevator.
I can hear you now.
You're in the elevator, yeah. How much money do you have to pay to get in it?
What you say? What's the stupid word in England that you say in elevator?
Lift.
A lift. Yeah, that's retarded.
Yeah, like you, ain't it? Not my fault you're a window licker, you fucking delinquent.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna go on the lift with my left indicator and get some aluminium. Speak right, you pop.
Now, hold on. Now, Homeboy, remember, Nancy Pelosi made it illegal to masturbate in elevators, so make sure you keep it in your pants, all right?
Oh, okay. I will. I promise.
So what about your buddy LeBron James? Why can't he shut his mouth?
I don't want to talk about this.
You know, like LeBron?
You know, I got into it with somebody yesterday. I'm not going to say about what, but it was a really rough conversation.
Oh, it was? All right. We can avoid that then if you want. Oh, man.
Well, yeah. It was pretty rough.
Hey, listen, I'm coming up on the hour. I got to wrap this thing up and get my ass back to work. But, Kapz, man, it's been a pleasure having you on. And I appreciate you taking the time out and coming in.
I got to listen to this one back. I got to hear this.
Oh, it's been good. He's been on for a good while. We've been talking about a lot of shit, and a lot of it's been about you. So you got to definitely listen. And
damn,
we were shitting on you for a while.
My ears were ringing. No wonder.
Oh man! All right, so guys, you gonna do your thing?
Well, I think it was a good show as usual, and hope everybody's looking forward to the weekend. So, throughout the day today, you got Frankie D's Crib coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern. Which hopefully Homeboy and Kapz might show up for that in about under 2.5 hours.
I'm gonna put my alarm actually.
So, but that would probably be about 11:45 a.m. Pacific time for you, Homeboy. Like give you a 15-minute notice to be ready. 7 p.m. Eastern, you've got Cummings' Culture, and then prime time. Be on lookout for Chris Unplugged and Torch and Mysteries of the Paranormal and the serious show. That is too distracting, John.
Sorry, I'll turn it down a little bit.
And then the Old Man's Friday Night Music Show at 11 p.m. Eastern. Then Crazy Town, in late night and throughout the weekend. You be on lookout for Milk Dog doing multiple shows multiple times a day, like today, and also be on lookout for Lyrical Laxatives, the It's Doomsday podcast, and the Turfy show, and then Tall Tales the Rabbit Hole and Trice Talker back on Sunday evening, and Ralph and Freedom Warrior and the Old Man are back Monday morning. And hopefully we'll be having more of your shows again next week, John, and maybe some pop-up music shows over the weekend.
Yeah, I might do something over the weekend. It looks like we're going to have a lot of rain on Sunday, so maybe I'll do a show on Sunday if I'm stuck in the house all day. So, again, hey, Eric is Ninja Screamers. Who knew? Comics. I give you credit, man, having to do the thing through all the molding and all that shit. So,
hey, John, do you
Yes.
have any salt? Because I just got fucking roasted, man.
You got fucking roasted. What happened? I didn't see it.
By Kapz.
Oh, by Kapz, you did, man. You did. But it seems like he loves you, though. I mean, he has a mutual respect for you, so.
No. This is how we go back and forth, like Brand Man and Meth Man all day,
All right, guys. Well, listen, hey, thanks for coming to the show. I'm going to wrap up this bad boy, and we'll talk soon. All right, everybody, have a good one.
And look forward to some more Get to Know Your Podcaster interviews. Love you. God bless you. Have a great weekend. See you around on Podbean.
Later.
Kapz, go fuck yourself.
Oh, man.
Calm down, homeboy.
Homeboy's fucking bringing it to him, man.
They'll probably be at Frankie D's crib later if you watch.
Yeah, I'll try to tune into that. All right, everybody. We'll see you later now. Whoops, shit.
Later, Rick.
There we go. Let's try again. I'm a fucking amateur.
You Harry Potter watching, Queen worshiping, fish and chips eating motherfucker. I'll see you later.
See you too. See you, John.